Evaluation of how are you different? I assume better from last year. What did you really work on in the offseason?
I worked on a lot of off the dribble things and just not just being a spot up player. Really showing my versatility this year is what I was trying to focus on. Of course, improving my defense because we are a defensive team, and just work on getting my teammates involved and looking for my own shots as well.
Michael Sussman is next.
How's the flow so far offensively as a unit, and are you finding opportunities so far in practice to score the ball?
I feel like compared to last year, our shooters and our scorers are actually looking to score and looking to make shots other than just feeding the ball into the post every time. Because of course, Oscar and DC are, our guys, and we give them the ball live. They're open, but we're recognizing that they're gonna get a lot of double teams. So we got to be, prepared and ready to take a shot when necessary, and then be, of course, offensively aggressive. Because at the end of the day, that's why they recruited me and Sean and some other guys here. So we're just looking here this year to be more aggressive offensively and to look for our shots more.
Cody Nesper, go ahead.
Hey, Taz. We talked to Kedrian a couple weeks ago, and he said that as soon as he got here, you guys kind of hit it off, that you kind of knew each other a little bit from junior college. But just how do you think he's fit in so far, and what do you think he adds to this team?
I mean, he's a defensive guy. Like, just seeing how he moves during drills, and he's just so fluent with everything. It doesn't seem like he's really running fast, but he's really fast and really quick. So, and he has really quick hands too, so he can really bring that perspective on defense. And, of course, he can score the ball, averaging almost 30 in junior college. And, just him having that type of grit that junior college players bring to the team. And he has that certain type of, I'm gonna say JC factor. Even that, I'm not trying to put him in a category yet because he has a time to go. But he definitely has the quickness and the defensive capabilities to be one of them type of defensive players.
John Antonic.
Hey, Taz, just curious, are you getting tired of hearing or reading about people asking about your outside shooting, not just you, but the team in general?
Not really. I feel like if I were to make shots last year, that would be, that wouldn't be an issue. But, it's just this is what comes with it. If I make shots, I make shots. And if I miss, I'm going to keep shooting until I make shots. So, it's just being a basketball player and being a college basketball player at this level, you just expect critics and stuff to judge on how you're currently playing. And at that moment, I wasn't making shots until towards the end of the season. So I wasn't really worried about it, just working on my game and making sure I'm more consistent this year.
Real quick, comfortability, is that a part of an aspect of being a shooter, getting comfortable with the system and being around guys that you're comfortable with?
Oh, for sure. I feel like that's with any basketball player, though, not even just a shooter or a scorer or wherever you are. As long as you're comfortable in the system and you can find out where to pick your spots and find your spots and where you can do what in, that's where you become more fitted inside the system, and that's where you become more comfortable.
Kevin Kinder.
As you mentioned, working on some aspects of your game, can you detail a couple of those, like drills you do, specific things where you're working on coming off screens, shooting off the bounce, putting the ball on the floor? Some specifics on what you really focused on in the offseason.
Oh, this offseason, compared to other off seasons, I'll usually just work on, spot shooting, ball handling, and just, attacking around. But this season, I was really trying to get into what professionals really work on, just using the off screens and using down screens and be able to using this ball screens and just reading how the defense is going to play you and just finding spots and this movement shooting like Jerry West drills and just going up wing to corner, wing to top, and just working on an array of things, pump fakes, mid ranges, post ups, just in case, because you never know, and just staying ready for every aspect.
Back to you, Greg.
So, Taz, Hugs has talked in the past that the first year in a major college program is tough, no matter if you're a high school guy or a junior college guy. Was it a little bit more difficult than you thought? And where were the biggest challenges?
I feel like the biggest challenge is just trying to find my niche in the system and trying to figure out where I can do what in, because you're not going to have the ball every single second of the game like you do in junior college, if you were that type of player. So you just figuring out where you can get what type of shot out, what's a good shot, what's a bad shot, and timely shots is another thing. The biggest thing was probably just the speed of the game. Even though JUCO is really up and down, but of course it's better guys, and you play teams like Baylor, and they're like a glorified JUCO team. They're up and down, but they have the talent to match with it. So it's just one of those, like the speed of the game, and there's playing against better players. And even though I've been playing against a lot of good players all my life, but it's just a different level when you're in Division I. So it just took a lot of, preparation for that. And then I feel like I'm ready now this season.
Michael Sussman.
In working on trying to add some things to your arsenal offensively, are there any NBA guys that you look to kind of try to steal some things from?
My favorite player in the NBA is Devin Booker, just because we're similar in height. He might have a little more weight on me, but it's just he can get to his shots from anywhere. 3-level scorer, 3-point, off the dribble, mid-range, at the rim. I really admire his game, and I've been looking at his game for a long time. Also, him and Jamal Murray is people I really look at.
Last few for Taz here. Go ahead, Mike Kazaza.
Hey, Taz, what's going on?
Nothing much.
Good. I know it's a long ways away, but you have the potential to have another senior season. Is it hard not to think about that, thinking about your junior college experience and waiting and trying to get to this level and, holy cow, I might be able to get an extra year out of this?
Well, I'm just taking, one game at a time, 1 year at a time. So after this season, I'll just weigh out options and, just figure out what's the best option for me and my family and just go from there. But I'm worried about this season first and foremost and trying to get to a national championship. And then I'll have a talk with the coaches and my mom and my loved ones and just see what's the best opportunity and best situation for me.
Greg?
So Taz, back to last season a little bit. There were some struggles for you early. You talked about that. Did your confidence wane? And then when you started to pick things up in the second half of the year, was there a moment and then you go, oh yeah, okay, I can play at this level?
Of course, it had to be at the at Baylor game, even though we lost by a substantial amount. I feel like I really started to find my stride and just play your game. That's why they brought you here instead of just passing up shots. Hugs is giving me a lot of rope just to be me, and hopefully I can just keep up with the standards that he holds for me. But I feel like at that Baylor game at Baylor was that one game that finally got me in the strides that I needed to go to, and after that it was kind of I'm finally in Division I now and I can play here.